And this is the kind of morality that you get out of a divine command theory that, again, offers no retort to the jihadist other than, sorry, Buster, you happen to have the wrong God.
But that's exactly your retort, Sam.
30 seconds for you.
That God has not issued such a command, and therefore you're not morally obligated to do it.
No, if God did, he would be evil. I mean, so I can get behind that God. If God is issuing that command, he's an evil bastard.
The problem is that you see on atheism, you don't have any basis for making that kind of moral judgment.
I've tried to give you a basis. I'm sorry.
We have time for one more question up there.
This is for Dr. Craig. I wanted to ask you about consensus.
About what?
Consensus.
Consensus?
Yeah, so if we're all looking for the same answer to a question, I think we would value a consensus. And the idea of a consensus is something that's very much valued within scientific thought. So if God is the basis for morality, it seems like it would be easy to come up with a consensus. And yet within Christianity, among Christians who are reading the same Bible and worshiping the same God, you find an absence of consensus, where questions like, is evolution true, or is homosexuality wrong, there's a vast variety of debate within Christianity, almost as much as there is with Christianity and secularism. And yet in the secular world, those questions, we have found consensus, and they've generally been put to rest. So do you value consensus, and how do you account for the lack of that within the Christian?
Well, consensus on doctrinal issues is not relevant here. You would have to be talking about a lack of consensus on moral issues, and I think there would largely be a consensus on moral issues. As I said in my first speech, I'm not offering Dr. Harris a new set of applied ethical values. I think we largely agree on the issues of applied ethics. What I'm offering to him is a sound foundation for the moral values and duties that we both hold dear and recognize. So any disagreement about the perception of moral values is an epistemological question, not an ontological question. My argument is that on atheism, human beings are just animals. They're electrochemical machines. They don't even have free will, and therefore there is no objective moral duty. There is no objective moral value to them. And if we're to have a basis for the common moral truths that we, I think, all recognize, we need to have it in a transcendent source that is beyond nature, beyond the shifting sands of culture and opinion, and is rooted in a being who is goodness himself, and whose commands then reflect that goodness to us.
We've reached the end of our time. Dr. Craig and Dr. Harris both will be available afterwards out in the lobby to sign books. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Arnav Dutt, who spent a good portion of the debate operating the PowerPoint, which I believe on faith was going on behind me, and Aaron Ray, who is our timekeeper. Was there a PowerPoint? All right, good.
I hope so.
Let's now thank our speakers.
Thank you.
Good job, Ray. Thank you.